is. Okay, so I'm clearing the cards.
I'm glad. We'll fix your audio problem next time. If there are people watching, please forgive us. This is our first real attempt at this, and we're experiencing a few technical difficulties.
Be cleared up. And we are getting ready to read for Gemini for the month of is your live reading. I'm particularly excited about it. Certainly because I am a Gemini, Ava Trudy Kool-Aid cup, which I think we all need these cups.
Yes, we do. Ava Trudy.
I think Hannah needs one. Ava needs one.
I need one, yes.
It's getting a little late, so I'm caffeinating. Seeing all the cards, and I'm very excited. I took a little break. I walked outside. I have a lovely little backyard, which overlooks the water. It's back there. I had a vision of 4 beautiful spirits sending their love to me because they know that we're getting ready for the Gemini reading. So a special little blessing for Gemini. And we'll post the photo of my backyard. Where are we posting it, Hannah? Instagram. Oh, Instagram. So check and see my experience. It was beautiful. And so I'm going to go to Ava. Ava, you ready?
I am. Hi. I'm ready, all right.
Oh. Is it time?
I believe it's time, yes.
Hannah?
It is 9:03.
Oh, we're 3 minutes late. Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And Gemini Tarot. Take it away, Ava.
Well, welcome, Gemini, to Virtual Tarot. My partner in crime, Trudy, and I are your tarot readers for the evening. And what we do here is we do a 4-card spread if you've never been with us before. And this card will forecast the month of March for you. And the first card represents the overall environment. The second card is the challenge. The third card is unexpected. And the fourth card is the outcome. And so, Trudy, should we do a recap for them?
Yes, but I have to do my Fashion Week announcement.
Oh, yes.
I am going to Fashion Week. I leave Sunday. Monday will be in the tents. Doing a lot. It'll be really interesting to see how this works out, but hopefully I can take you into the tents with me. Just so happens that we know a couple of supermodels who are so kind as to sit and experience. We love fashion, so this is a pretty big treat. So we hope to share that with you. And that said, Ava?
Yes.
Ready to go into last month?
Yes, indeed. Well, you had it was a month, this month, actually, since we're doing this live. This month is a month of reversals for Gemini, our beautiful Gemini, lovely ladies. First card reversed was the Hierophant reversed, which means that they could have had a, say, less than conventional relationship going, or they were behaving unconventionally in some way, sort of drawing up their own rules of conduct in a situation, and or they were not forthcoming. They found it difficult to be forthcoming. Deeper issues, they couldn't make those known because they were hidebound by convention. So like that, it was. Trudy?
And there's the card. Camille just
Did she? Yes.
laid the card so that our audience can reverse. And Ava and I like to call this card the hippy dippy card.
Yeah.
And it is the card of the Bohemian. I say thumbs up, and why go with convention when you can go against it? I like that card. Next position we have.
No.
Can you hear me?
No. Speak.
Okay. Am I breaking up?
Yes, there you are again. Okay, good. Yes, you do.
I am speaking.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's just the system isn't working completely smoothly. So the next card was the Ten of Wands. They had reversed, remember? So it was about being able to.
Oh yes, and that was a delegation.
Yeah, and you're.
Yeah, it's.
Because you are. There are too many projects, too many elements to a situation, or just it's your challenge. The challenge is to be able to delegate, to be able to as you are right now, Trudy. In fact, spreading the load out so that you can stay focused and still remain creative, because this is a card of creativity, being able to finish a project. And also that it's in a challenge position, which means that you had to peruse a great deal of detail to get a project finished. Getting a project to the cross line, to the finish line, that was your challenge and the burden of that. All right, Trudy.
Perfect. There it is. There's the card. Exactly. Well, in the position of challenge, it's interesting that I like the card in reverse because it says, well, you're delegating, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
And so you're learning that you're going to have to give up some of that wisdom, maybe, serving you. And that's not easy to do sometimes. For all of our signs, that can be really difficult because you think that we all think that we can do it ourselves, but that's not, and it's also not very good for your health. You know, this card kind of speaks to health as well, because if you're overdoing, then you're surely, this guy, if you look at the card, you'll see sort of bent over with all this responsibility. Think of people who can't quite, because they're bent over a computer constantly, and it just smacks of the Ten of Wands. So I like it in reverse, even though it's in the challenge position. Moving back to you, Ava.
Yes, and we had the Queen of Pentacles reversed in the unexpected, and so Well, there might be some sort of impracticality unexpectedly. That is, maybe you have to spend more money than you thought you had to, or it might be sort of being too adventurous with your monies, not being conservative with it, or it can often mean even the opposite of that, which is when it's reversed, it could mean that you're overly materialistic, overly conventional, overly I suppose just sort of too careful with your money, too careful, too afraid to take a risk. It's one or the opposite. See, because when you have a card that's reversed, it sometimes exaggerates the qualities, and sometimes it completely goes against those qualities represented in the card. So both of those possibilities are there. And finally, we had the Knight of Wands upright, which is the card of the adventurer. To get you maybe what you do is you take an impractical risk and you go out and you have an adventure, because this is the free spirit card, and you go out and find your passion, follow your passion, whatever that is, and you may be acting a little bit recklessly in doing so. So it's like that. And Trudy?
Well, there's also some cockiness that goes with, and that's okay. We did have the Hierophant reversed, and so there's a little bit of going outside of the boundaries of the norm. So you may appear to be a little bit cocky, a little bit showy. This card always reminds me of the Hunger Games. I always go back to that. It's the girl on fire. So you take center stage in a very showy way. And that's the recap, which is going on now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is happening for all of our Geminis right this very minute.
Yes.
That's why I'm wearing red. Think about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of funny, right?
Yeah. We're usually not.
All right. So, ladies in red, guys, we're getting ready for the reading. Gather. Here we go. Right. We've dropped off. We have a fewer viewers than we did for the last two readings. I guess everyone's getting a little worn out, a little tired. So let's go. We're going to make it worth their while. Right, Ava?
All right, go ahead.
For Gemini, for the is the 0.
Fool.
The Fool.
Is it upright?
In the upright.
Oh my gosh. That's wonderful. That couldn't be better. You want to start?
Well, hold on. I just put the card up. So March is kind of a start from scratch kind of month. And it feels playful to me. Whenever you see this, I'm going to switch back over to the card. You see this uninhibited young person who's about to embark upon a new adventure and loaded down with responsibility, or I like to think of it as overhead. And that Ten of Wands reversed has resulted in this lightening of the load, so that there is this, once again, this creativity, of lighthearted willingness to try new things, and it's pure possibility. Really, is what this card is. It's a zero. Everything is possible. It's really, really. I love this card. I'm so happy with this card. Okay, Ava, over to you. And you can talk a little bit about the Fool.
Yes, indeed. Well, the entire month of March is going to be spectacular for you. This is one of the most spiritually attuned cards of the entire deck, because you see the Fool is full of self-belief. He trusts, he has faith in the universe, he has faith in life. He takes immense risks because he is in love with life. He's ready for the adventure. He's ready to journey. He's carefree. He's and he has sort of blind faith that everything is going to turn out beautifully. Why? Because he's divested himself from the burden of previous things that had weighed on him. And now he's free. And this is about finding yourself, which is why this is a spiritual card, about finding yourself, following your instincts, your intuition, going with them. And that's why it's also about travel, literally travel, or just being in a state of mind that's carefree and liberated, exuberant. What can I say? It's everything like that. It's a card where it speaks of finally taking that risk and being completely confident that everything is going to turn out well for you. There you go. How's that, Trudy?
That's good. I like that.
Good. Better.
And it's also maybe there's been some fear in the past that it has to do with movement forward, and the month of March is really beautiful sense of night. I get back to the idea that the universe is a very loving place, and that you can take this big risk. You can skydive, metaphorically, and everything will be well.
Yeah.
So it's a free Gemini's, I guess.
Yes.
Not only playful, because I think maybe there hasn't been a lot of play going on.
That's right. It's been very serious.
There's some play going on. Yes. Yeah. So maybe you've learned how to delegate. Maybe you're able to get back to that pure essence of creativity.
Yes.
I am going to draw the next card. Are you ready?
Ready.
Oh, my. It's the Stump the Psychic card.
What is it?
It's the Chariot.
Okay.
The Chariot reversed.
Oh, I see. Well, that's not bad.
And, well, car or anything like that.
No.
Well, it's March, right? So the Chariot is about harnessing your ambition. Also point to travel, and we're talking major travel. So I have to think about it for a minute.
Yeah. All right.
In the review.
It's you have to be very self-disciplined when a card is reversed, like when the Chariot is reversed, because what it's saying is that sometimes you might have trouble with your your vehicles, your mode of transportation. So what might be challenging is the travel, the actual getting from point A to point B, whether that's literal travel. When you got the Fool, you see, so you're ready to go, and so your challenge is to find the vehicle to get you there, whether that's a metaphorical vehicle or a literal vehicle. You have to get, how do you get from where you are to where you want to go? And your challenge is to figure that out, to find your vehicle and to harness your ambition towards it, because it's about disparate ambition as well. You've got to focus inside and bring together your emotions and your intellect, because just because you got the Fool doesn't mean that it's there's no self-discipline involved in that. There is. You have to be constantly aware of the direction, the chosen direction that you want, because the Chariot is about direction and about harnessing your intellect, your reason, and your emotions, and funneling them in the same direction. So there you go. Chariot.
That's great. I love that.
Yeah.
I really love the idea of the vehicle. Maybe it is, what is the vehicle?
Yeah.
And how do you drive? How do you, well, and it could be about just staying in you. And let's keep reading, because I like this whole metaphoric vehicle challenge.
Yeah.
That Ava just put out there. That's all about. Draw the third card.
All right.
Oh. And isn't this weird how this always happens? It's the Queen of Pentacles in the upright.
Queen of Pentacles in the
upright. It's so weird. Yeah, it's so weird to me how Spirit's back to the same story, because last month we had the Queen of Pentacles in this position, only reversed. So it seems as if Gemini, in the month of March, you're going to once again put on those sensible shoes, and you're going to attend to practical, which is, come back to that with the Queen of Pentacles, be a woman who is home creating this lovely environment for her family. She's because the warmth of what she provides is so enticing to those around her. I know that this queen, because she's a Pentacle queen, is the most practical of all the queens, and she would be an Earth queen, which that in me. I got no Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo in me, but when this card shows up, it just says, hey, you're going to actually ground yourself, which I think is a really lovely thing with the Fool showing up in the first position. Actively going to make sure that, yeah, you're going out there in this playful, lighthearted manner, but you're unexpectedly also checking in and making sure that this is sensible, whatever this new playful is going to next month, in the month of March. And I love it. And I'm wearing my sensible shoes, Ava.
I'm glad to hear that.
Sensible shoes.
I don't want to lose you again.
I have these giant man shoes on right now.
So, what I think,
which is really sad. But
that's all right. So, what I think is,
okay, Ave, you're on.
yes. So you need to be patient. That's for sure. And you need to be grounded and practical. That's for sure too. But what it bodes well is that you're financially secure, and there's money coming in, and maybe since it's unexpected, maybe there's an improvement in your financial circumstances, which was unexpected, and your business is getting more successful unexpectedly. So you're being resourceful as well. Not only are you being, it's wonderful because you're balancing practicality with the magical approach too. You're taking both the magical approach and the practical approach, which is that's a trick. That's a trick, but it can be done, and it's wonderful because you don't neglect the material or the your financial world. That seems to be actually improving unexpectedly, but still you're allowing for magic to happen as well, which is what the Fool is. It's magic. And your challenge is simply to find a proper vehicle to make the magic happen. So there you go. Go ahead, Trudy.
Hi, I'm back.
Yes.
Well, and also I'm hearing resources.
Yes.
That this is also about having faith that you have the resources to put this vehicle in motion.
Right, right.
And last month we didn't feel, or this month I should say, because it's February, we're feeling as if we may not have the resources, but next feeling a little more just less pessimistic.
Yes.
About the idea of being able to take car over, around the track a few times up. You're just warming up, and you're getting used to the race car, and you're learning how to drive it. So, and that's a metaphor, obviously, but a lot to do with a vehicle, okay? I do like that. Finding the vehicle, getting comfortable in the vehicle, and taking it for a test drive.
That's it.
We're going to the last card.
Go ahead.
And I like it. Moon reversed.
Moon reversed. Oh my, really? Okay. Moon reversed.
It's a good. That's a good card. I like that card. Yeah. That's a good card. You're seeing things, and maybe I'm looking at last month's reading, and we had a lot of reversals, right?
Yes.
So maybe last month you were a little bit off your game. You had some worries and concerns, and maybe you're blowing things out of proportion a little bit. Maybe you're just a little hormonal last month, because this month you're coming out of it. And the dark night of the soul is brightening up a little bit for you. And that kind of makes sense, Ava, when you look at this Fool. Heaviness, and it's almost as if it's like a curtain coming up, and you just feel lighter and more grounded. Frightened as easily by some of this stuff is just pure fantasy, of course. Some of these subconscious fears that have been the month of February. And I can tell you, I'm experiencing. Sometimes you just have to talk yourself off the ledge when this goes on, right? Or call your best friend, Ava. But yeah, it's like a veil that's lifting, shroud of whatever it is, and I can feel this card, so I like it. I'm gonna switch over.
All right. So, all right. So this is the card that suggests that you're setting out. You see, you have to understand that the card also speaks of it has its own history. Its own history. It's already been through death and the tower and all that is behind you, and so you're sort of sojourning into a new phase of your life, a sort of a new journey in your life, which is suggested by the Fool and the Chariot reversed. So what it's saying is that you're acknowledging your fears, and you're setting out. And you're going to do it anyway because you know you can't go back to how it was before. You have no choice but to go ahead and to face those fears and to go, to find the faith, to believe that you can do it, that you have what it takes to get there, to get what your dream is, your journey is, your life's journey. To do that, and you have the inner strength, and you're finding the inner strength, and the future looks, you can see the glimmer of the dawn coming, and you're no longer in the dark. That's what it's about.
It reminds. I love the moon.
Yes.
Because he's running, and you see these, and they turn into monsters and phantoms, and she's running. Well, this card is where she wakes up in the little bed, and all the dwarves are around her, and she realizes that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the moon reversed, and so Gemini's going to wake up at the end of March.
She'll be surrounded
with a bunch of little dwarves around them. You're going to be surrounded by dwarves at the end of the month.
It's
little friends. Something fun to look forward to.
Yes, if that wouldn't sound so politically incorrect,
right.
Yes, I would agree.
There's a lot of politically incorrect stuff on TV right now. There's some show about dwarf women. It's kind of like midget women. It's kind of like Housewives of New Jersey, but it's a bunch of midget women infighting. Yes, it's crazy. So don't worry about being politically correct. politically correct anymore. I just hope I wake up with a bunch of little dwarves looking at me. That'd be awesome.
All right.
But
So
that is a great reading.
Yes, well, we'll send out some meditations on evoking, manifesting some dwarfs for our wonderful Gemini listeners.
That's right. And if you can, why don't you tweet and name all the dwarves, and we'll give you a free subscription to a council card. How about that?
All right.
Just tweet at Trudy Ava. It's at Trudy Ava, yeah. Okay, so thanks so much for joining us. I believe that at this point we should speak of this because we're giving one away. And if you would like higher spiritual counsel on this reading, go to the link below, which we will add after these readings upload. Go into Ava, the counsel card.
Yes.
Tell us all about the counsel card.
Oh, right.
She's still.
It's just we have
I'm thinking about those dwarves.
You've got too many dwarves around you, Trudy, so I wasn't sure what you meant. So yes, the counsel cards. I create those counsel cards every month. And what I do is, I'll tell you what I do. I peruse the reading, I meditate on it, and then I pick a card, and then I try to relate the spiritual messages contained in the card towards that 4-card spread for that month, to give you some sort of higher perspective, insight from spirit about your circumstance, your situation, how to solve that problem, not only on a material level, but also on a spiritual level. And all these major arcana cards are aspects of our spiritual journey, and each one speaks to a different phase of that journey. So that's what those counsel cards are about. They're really quite edifying. So thank you for subscribing to them. We appreciate it very much.
And Gemini, if you would like a personal reading, please go to our website, virtualtarot.wordpress.com. Look at the menu. Check out the readings. We have quite a few. And at that point, purchase the reading. After you do so, send it to Yahoo. Immediately respond. And if you'd like a little more information on readings, we have videos posted on our channel that will give you more insight. And we can link to those as well after this reading. So check that out, private readings, and have had a wonderful experience getting to know you. And I know that we've read from many people's testimonials on our channel and on our website, and everything that we do is done with great intent. So highly spiritually charged. These readings are crafted. They take quite a long time to put patient with us. If it takes us, the result is well worth it. And would you like to add anything
About that? About the
to privates?
the private reading? Well, they can be quite. Let me start this way. They're often built upon the questions that you send to us after you pay for the reading, or select your reading and pay for it. Then you craft yourself a question that contains, as best as you can express it, your concern. And that question is what the cards respond to. So the deeper the question, the more significant the question is, the more pointed and direct the reading can be. And they can be very revelatory and often quite surprising to you, because they'll reveal to you what you really know in your heart of hearts, but maybe have buried and are unable to access. And so that's what the readings do. That's just an example. Anyway, so go to virtualtarot.wordpress.com and give it a try. We appreciate your reading orders. Thank you.
And that said, we're going to be here tomorrow, 7 to 9 p.m. tomorrow. Signs. And if you have a family member, or if you're an earth sign, or share and tweet and let everybody know. We're going to be reading live once again, every reading on the hour, as we did tonight. And hopefully some of the issues, I apologize for the audio. iPhone's sequestered and hope. So, that said, this concludes the readings for air signs for March. And we are going to check with our social to see if we have any tweets. We have no I think we're going to have to be a little clearer about how to tweet here. How to tweet. So, okay, guys, you can tweet tomorrow, and I'm sure everybody here at Virtual Tarot is okay with that because it's getting a little bit late. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm going to say goodbye. Mwah. I'm going to invite, hold on, Ave. I'm going to invite artists to say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. Music at tomorrow's party, right? Here's some flowers for you. Okay, Abe, your turn.
Bye. Bye, everyone. Thank you for coming. Bye.
And we're off the air.